I offered a frozen dinner to an uninvited guest at a dinner party. I throw a real dinner party maybe 3 times a year. Not a potluck, not takeout on paper plates, cloth napkins, real plates, candles, the whole thing. My friend group has known each other since college, almost 15 years now, and this is how we stay close even with kids and jobs eating our weekends. This time I invited 5 people. Owen and Renata, married 4 years, Miguel and Kayla, together even longer, and Nolan, the one single guy in the group. 6 of us total including me. I planned the menu 2 weeks out. Filet mignon, a lobster tail each, roasted asparagus, and a potato gratin I'd been practicing all month. I went to the butcher on Thursday and paid $311 for the meat and lobster alone. I remember the number because I stared at the receipt in the parking lot. I don't buy extra. 6 steaks, 6 tails, cooked to order, because everyone likes their steak different and lobster doesn't really stretch. You can't cut a 4-ounce tail into 8 pieces and call it dinner. Saturday came. I had the table set by 5, candles lit, a playlist going, the kitchen smelling like garlic and butter. Owen and Renata showed up first with a bottle of wine, Miguel and Kayla 10 minutes later. Then at 7, right when I was about to start plating, the doorbell rang again. Nolan was standing there with a woman I had never seen in my life. Dark hair, red coat, holding a bouquet of grocery store flowers like she'd grabbed them on the way. He said, "This is Priya, hope that's cool," and walked past me into my living room before I could say anything. I stood in my doorway for a second, just holding the door. I didn't even know Nolan was seeing anyone. Nobody had mentioned it, not in the group chat, not to me directly. I closed the door and went straight to the kitchen to look at 6 steaks resting on a cutting board. I pulled Nolan aside by the fridge while everyone else had drinks in the living room. I kept my voice low. I told him I was happy for him, but I only bought food for 6 people, and filet and lobster aren't things I can stretch or split without ruining the plate. I told him I had a frozen pizza, or I could run and grab something quick from down the street. His face changed right away. He said I was doing this because I didn't like Priya, that I was trying to embarrass both of them in front of everyone. I told him that wasn't it at all, that I was being straight with him about what I actually had in my kitchen. He said, "Unbelievable," loud enough that the living room went quiet. Then he grabbed Priya's coat off the chair and they left. The front door didn't slam, which somehow felt worse. It just clicked shut. Owen asked what happened. I told them the truth, that Nolan showed up with a +1 nobody knew about and I didn't have food for a 7th person. Kayla got quiet. Renata refilled her wine and said she wasn't touching that one. We ate. The steak was good. Nobody talked about it again that night, but it sat there the whole time, like a chair nobody wanted to look at. 2 days later, Kayla texted me privately. She said something similar happened at her cousin's engagement dinner last spring. Nolan showed up with a date nobody expected, no warning, and when the host hesitated, he made a scene about being unwelcome. She said she almost mentioned it to me before Saturday and wished she had. That same night, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. It was Priya. She said she wanted to apologize for how Saturday went, and that none of it was my fault. Then she sent a screenshot. It was a text Nolan sent her on the drive to my place, before we'd even opened the door. It said, "Don't worry about the invite thing. Watch what she does when she's put on the spot. This is how you actually find out who your friends are." Priya said she'd seen him do it before, at a work dinner and at his roommate's birthday. Always the same move, showing up uninvited and waiting to see who would scramble for him. She said she broke up with him that night in the car, right after we watched the door close on him. Watching him get angry at me for being honest was the moment it clicked for her. This was never about lobster. It was about catching people failing a test they never agreed to take. I put the screenshot in our group chat without saying much. Just figured you all should see this. Owen called Nolan a coward within a minute. Renata left the chat within the hour and said she couldn't be around that kind of manipulation. Miguel texted me privately that he'd unfollowed Nolan on everything. Nolan tried posting his own version on his story that night. Something about fake friends and being humiliated over a stupid steak dinner. Nobody from our group liked it. He texted me once after that. 3 words. "Really? A pizza?" I didn't answer. I still had a frozen one in the freezer if he ever wanted to come back for it.